The most important tool in survival and prepping is your mind. It's mindset. It's being able to decipher, to look and have a great perspective, to be able to see through things, through situations, and be able to make decisions quickly that are intelligent and are well-rounded. It's one of the things I'm afraid that we're losing as a society, because we are so bombarded, whether it's mainstream media, whether it's YouTube videos, whether it's websites and your phone, and all these things are kind of guiding us into a certain way of thinking. And guys, one of the things that I'm really big on is rugged individualism, independent thinking, and being able to see life for what it is. We have been given this cushion that life here in the 21st century is, we're modern, we're civilized, and yet we see all around us that that's just not the case. We've been going through this since the beginning of time. Bringing that survival instinct into play, instead of having it deadened down, is important to bring it back up. Not to be paranoid, not to be a little crazy, but actually to be very reasonable and realistic. One of the big things that I've learned over the years is reading really good books helps me to focus. More important than going through videos or websites and things like that, but being able to take a good book and to focus over a period of time in a certain subject, and just having the patience to stick with that subject. Unfortunately, a lot of people won't even be able to get through this video because they are so accustomed to just that 3-4 minutes, it's really funny, and they're just zipping through, going down the Facebook pages, it's just crazy. But we need to be able to focus. We need to be able to get our mindset, and some good books to read are definitely books on survival. One series that I'm still reading, the Going Home series, and there's just a lot of great information in there, things I'm learning constantly. Or whether it's, Lights Out, which was a great book that I read years ago that just really helped me to focus my attention and think about things that I'd never thought about before. One book, though, that really completely changed the way I thought about survival and about being prepared was Verfaal's book, The Modern Manual for the Coming Economic Collapse, which recounted situations that happened down in Argentina back in the early 2000s when they had their economic collapse. And it was one of the books that just it was a paradigm shift for me. It completely changed the way I saw prepping, because it actually went through real live events. It makes it for a very well-rounded mind when you can take these different books and put them together. Now, definitely social media does have a lot of value to it, and there are good videos to watch and a lot of how-to and instructional videos that can help you. One of the things about these videos that really helped me was for me to continue to develop my situational awareness. Whether you're at a gas station, whether you're going to Walmart to buy milk and cookies, being well aware of your surroundings, not walking in with your cell phone, not kind of, having your mind 1,000 miles away thinking about the day at work. But when you are in a public situation, transitional spaces, where people are coming in and out and they can get out and in really quickly, is to be aware of what's going on, because those are the places where things can really go south in a hurry. Now, watching videos can initiate an emotional response over a certain product. And I do a lot of reviews on a lot of different products, and a lot of times people get really connected to that product just from watching the video. And it's part of what I do. I try to make it as appealing as possible because, I want people to watch my videos. But here's the thing. You need to decipher between want and need. Do you need that? Is this going to help balance your preps? You have the AR-15, you have your AK-47, you have tons of ammunition, you have your handguns, you feel pretty safe, but then you're always looking for the next one when your medical supplies are almost nothing. And it's funny because a lot of guys will balk at spending $300-400 on medical supplies, but they'll run out and buy another rifle, another pistol for $600-700 plus. Guys, we need to be focused on our balance. Water's another one that a lot of people just ignore. They might have a little filter they carry around, but being able to sustain pure water for an extended period of time is critical to life. It's more important than those firearms, because you can't filter water through 5.56 ammunition. Wouldn't be good for you. But, you know, then food. Food is one thing, though, that a lot of people seem to kind of capitalize on because we stay hungry and we want to make sure we don't go hungry for sure. But taking those things and weighing them out and balancing them. And then when you get a good balance, then maybe invest in some more firearms and ammunition. But, you know, until then, make sure that you have the things critical needed. Because what we're talking about here, guys, is your family. And you might be able to protect your family for a month because you have enough ammunition, but you don't have any food in the house. And the medical supplies are gone. You know, we need to make sure that we keep those things in mind. Now, speaking of medical, one thing that most people, when they think medical, when they think medic, when they think doctor, they almost look at it as a black art, when it's completely the opposite. But it's not as complicated as we want to think it is. And one of the things that over the years I've learned is working with Skinny Medic, who has a great YouTube channel, and he does classes, trauma classes, and I have learned so much. But one thing I took away from those classes is, man, that was a lot more simple than I thought. But I needed to know those things. It's kind of like the saying, you know, you don't know what you don't know. But when you do know, it's like, okay, I can do this. That was a big coup for me, is to be able to take those medical classes and then to be able to understand. On the transverse of that, if it's self-defense, taking training, going to classes. One thing that I want to just kind of give you a point about is, you know, I can go to the range and I can stand in front of a target and I can shoot and I can do some things and whatever. But having someone watching to evaluate what you're doing and be able to give you tips and pointers to be able to improve what you're doing is invaluable. That's one of the things about whether you're taking a class for medical, whether you're taking a self-defense class, whether you're taking a martial arts class. Having people there that are experts, that have been there, that know what they're doing, there's no substitute for that. And reading whatever book you want to read, they are not able to evaluate your progression. And so getting involved in different type classes is just critical if you really want to take it to the next level. Now, the last thing I really want to talk about is being able to improvise. And I've done a series on taking just everyday household items and being able to improvise them in a survival situation for multiple uses. You know, one of the things that if we're not careful of, we get locked in to this item is used for this and this item is used for that. And it's not even that you're showing the ways, but it's that you're thinking, you know what, these items can be used for different situations and different things. But not only being able to improvise, but also having the skills to use those things. Guys, if you haven't ever gone out and really tried to start fires, that is a very important skill to have, and it's something that is not quite as easy as it looks. And guys that have skills, I mean, I can start a fire about anywhere because I have done it so many times in different situations. And it's one thing that a lot of people just don't know how to do, except take a big lighter or a match. And a lot of times in a critical situation, that just doesn't work. Being able to use that mind to be able to improvise. Now, guys, to summarize, number one, read good books. Get immersed in those books. Number two, watch good videos and get on websites that really will help develop what you're doing. I know the Survival Dispatch Insider is a wonderful resource. In fact, one that I upload videos on, you know, at least once a week that are exclusive. And there are a lot of good contributors there. So check that out. I think that's a really great source for that. Another thing is getting away from the emotional decisions, especially when it comes to buying, and get into more of a practical decision. Again, making sure that your preps are balanced. You know, heavy on the guns, light on the medical is not good. You need to make sure that you have a good balance all the way across. Take training, whether it's self-defense training or medical training or just strength training. But being able to have someone else to be able to evaluate your progress. That is really important, and it'll help develop who you are. And being able to improvise, that is a very important skill. Whether it's taking everyday items or taking items just out of nature and being able to use them to survive. So guys, I hope that this helps to kind of bring you back and think about your mind, think about developing the skills that you have. And it's not just about, again, acquiring more stuff, but it's about having your mind prepared and being able to use that mind and being able to do things that you couldn't do before. Now guys, I would be remiss not to mention one of the most important parts of my mindset, and that is my spiritual mindset and being able to develop that. Because, you know, situations can happen, things can go wrong, but always take the high road, always take the high ground. And one of the things about prepping and preppers traditionally is we've kind of taken that lone wolf mentality of, you know, I've prepared and I'm going to help myself and that's all I care about. Guys, it does take a community. And it does, the more people that you have prepared around you, the better your chances of survival are. And being able to get along with those people and to have a good community, you know, it takes you to step a little higher than yourself. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. It helps me with my system. Okay. One of the things that the Active Protection Network does, and we need to make sure that we stay in that physical realm. I know this may be getting a little metaphysical and we're going to get really crazy and all that, but hey, stick with me. Very important. Did I already say that? Let's see. Completely oblivious to their surroundings. My brother bought a new car. Sounds nice. He loves to rev the engine.